But what do you view as most important forces to watch? I mean, there's a possible energy impact from Ukraine and Middle East policy shifts, also possible China market impacts from trade policy. So what should we watch for?
Yeah, I mean, I think as we start to see President-elect Trump's cabinet and start to, materialize, that will help to shed some light on what to expect going forward. But again, to your point, the impact of elections, make no mistake, I think the election results will keep the barriers to the market, lower the amount of speed bumps in the road. But election results can tend to be overstated. You look at the last 16 years. We've had some very good market returns. Under Obama, annualized returns of the S&P 500 were 16.3%. Trump's first term, annualized returns 16.3%. And under Biden, 14%. So we've had three very different presidents, and we've had very similar market returns. But going forward, I think this AI bull market, where we've seen the broadening out since the summer, is likely to continue. And hence the point, it's Newton's first law of motion bull market at this point.
Indeed. And indeed, it looks like we did get that above 6,000 close in the S&P 500, positive on the NASDAQ as well. Dana, I kept hearing a week plus ago that one party or the other getting a sweeping win across the presidency and Congress would be bad for equities, but that's what the Republicans got. Equities have responded very positively. So what do Republicans have to do or not do to keep this momentum going?
Well, I think part of what you might be thinking about in terms of why equities would benefit from not a sweep is just maybe a little bit more fiscal responsibility. One party or another, whichever party it be, can't sort of sweep and institute all of its intended plans. And so, there's fiscal questions there. And to the extent that we are now moving into an era where we're going to have the tax cuts from 2017 extended, there doesn't appear to be in the Republican Party, obviously, sort of the old guard view that, you have to kind of reduce spending as much, although notwithstanding, the promise to kind of cut a lot of government. But, to the extent that tax cuts kind of come into place, tariffs are higher as we're being told to expect, you might have more inflationary concerns. I think Republicans, if they want to continue the great market, they're going to pay attention to what inflation could do. I think really what they've said so far is being looked at as very pro-business. I think you're seeing that reflected, obviously, enormously in the markets. And so the big kind of fly in the ointment is going to be, well, okay, stocks are now getting priced with this expectation of a really low regulatory environment, great pro-business, tax policy, regulatory, et cetera. What does that do to inflation?